Last time on Lawful Stupid,
we met pirates.
A whole orchard of apples.
We visited the orchard. We learned about where trees and apples came from. It was very educational. It was a shitty episode of Lawful Stupid.
They grow out of the fucking ground. You cannot lose.
You cannot. Fucking farming.
No, but seriously, we met pirates.
We met pirates. We awakened in the cave after Rowan strummed the lute of wind. The world black and white, color slowly returns, time slowly moves forward again. We shut the door, realized we need a fucking key, apparently. We did not have that. So we left, went back to the cave. As we were leaving, arcane bombardments came into the city, kind of saved our bacon a little bit. Then we came through, got the key from Spawn, dropped off our wounded buddies, and went back out for our 8th day without sleep. We went back out and to the pirates' coast where we met some interesting people, and that's where we are.
Yeah, which also, like, for the record, we have not addressed the wind thing at all yet. We have not stopped to talk about that.
Gods are real.
Yep. And you have this new, like, crazy loot on your back that nobody's, like, mentioned at all.
Yeah, I like to think that we've just been fucking, like, go time.
Yeah.
We've got, like,
for the last 8 days.
The funny thing is, like, you have, like, a 20-minute walk or 30-minute walk to the cave and then 30-minute walk back from the cave. And everyone's just like, yeah, that's normal.
I look at it like, you know how when you've been looking for your cell phone that's in your hand? Mm-hmm. Just kind of one of those, just like, yeah.
Yeah, so to set the stage, the boys are chatting up this beefy red tiefling, this Goliath, and high elf pirate. Pirates. And we had just finished the episode with them conversing on next steps and what the pirates can do to help.
That they are going to take the survivors on board and at least get them away, correct?
Right. They said they could work something out. And so the captain says, I'm not sure if we can take on all of your survivors, but we can definitely help you fight for sure and hold them at bay. We're not a... And he looks at you as you start to question him and goes, I don't mean us 12 just storming. I'm more thinking we have another mage or two on the ship. We can keep bombarding the town. Just try and hold them off while we think of a better plan.
Well, at the end of the day, we have to get that door shut no matter what.
And he looks at you and says, that sounds like the right thing to do from what you told me, but at the same time, you're already there. And seems like it's going to be a tough time getting in a second time, or maybe even easier.
No, I definitely think you're right that it will be more difficult. But it has to be tough. Right, boys?
It does, yes. We went in there with like a bunch of people, and we came out with like a bunch of people that were fucked up. I just don't know if we've got the gusto. I mean, we literally were saved by a god, and we still failed.
And
I wouldn't say we failed.
The Goliath hears the word God, and Zell looks at you and he says, look, when you say literally, do you mean like literally a god, or like God in the metaphorical sense?
No, we had a dragon and a literal god, and we did not succeed in our mission.
And he looks at him and goes, Captain, request permission to not do this. And the captain looks and says, it's okay, Zell. I'm sure it's not that bad.
Case in point, the god wasn't helping us in the sense of anything past the capacity of, like, giving us an escape route. Like, he's not like thunderbolts and lightning very, very frightening me, Galileo, but...
Figaro.
Magnifico.
And he says, the captain says, maybe you guys should do a musical.
Why would you say that?
If only we had some patrons in this world
Shameless
to support that endeavor.
And he laughs and says, well, if it's as bad as you say, we can visit and we can see who we can take. If we can take everyone, it's a big ship and we can get them away. But I mean, we certainly don't have supplies for a whole town's worth of people.
We have to wait for aid from Yori. That's just the way it is. I'm sorry, Atlas. It kills me as well. But until we have that aid, we will not be successful. We'll only get ourselves killed.
I get it.
Yeah. And to be fair, it's not a town's worth of people. I mean, the town's worth of people are still in town.
And he looks at you, but like, they're alive?
Oh, I'm not really a big picture guy. But
There
most
are
definitely not.
survivors hiding amongst the rubble.
And he looks at you, Rowan, and says, my kind of leader. Not worried about the details. I like it.
I'm all about results, Captain Tyndall.
I agreed. Could not agree more. Okay, well, show us to this camp of yours.
And we do that.
Yes.
And so, they obviously go back to the crew, and they're having a conversation outside of your earshot. And you can see the high elf arguing with the captain, like up in his face. And you can see there's a back and forth, and Zell is kind of trying to placate the two. You can see him trying to like calm them down. And then she like stomps her feet and storms off to one of the boats, grabs a bag, and starts walking towards you guys. And she does not look happy. And then the captain and first mate Zell follow.
Are we out of earshot if I want to just like lean into the boys?
Yeah, if you guys want to have a conversation before they return, for sure.
Like, just real quick, keep in mind they are pirates, and pirates aren't really known for doing shit out of the kindness of their heart, so they're either after something or wanting something. They'd be on guard.
It's a little on the nose, but any port in a storm.
I'm just saying,
I don't know what that means.
keep your hands in your pockets. That way there's not room for other hands.
You don't have pockets, Atlas.
That you know of.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Every NPC from now on shakes his hand and goes, you guys smell that?
Oh, no.
It's like
this-
nature's pocket.
I imagine it's like if like in our army pants have just enough big pocket to fit like an ID card in. My whatever the fans want to call it, like a Zangief underwear is like has a tiny slot for like a nickel in it. Or a
And
piece
you
of
put
gold.
just your finger, like your thumb.
just
your
Chinese
thumb.
finger trap
pinkies.
in my underwear.
No, please tell me you have a literal coin purse,
Located conveniently.
like tucked away.
I leave. Kristoff leaves.
I leave.
Do you want some potions? Let me check my coin purse, and just pulls from his like
I do a
waistband. No, that's no.
I do like an accordion squat and pull it from underneath somewhere.
Okay, so you guys start traveling towards the cave. Would you guys like to have any conversations with your new comrades or cohorts as you head that direction, or with each other?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of fall back pace with the wizardy gal.
Okay.
Whose name I forget. Please remind me.
Eris?
Go on.
Okay, you're not gonna tell me. Okay, great.
Yep.
So I noticed a bit of contention.
And she looks at you again, like her looking at you has not been a pleasant experience this whole time. And
I'm used to it.
And she says, Well, I guess you're the smart one of the bunch, aren't you?
People usually say I'm the charismatic one, but thank you very much. So, what was that point of contention because you didn't want to help, or because you did want to help very badly?
And she kind of looks at you, like turns her full head towards you, and she says, well, I'm on a pirate ship for a reason. I didn't exactly sign up for trekking through the woods with 3 strangers, did I?
That's fair. I want you to know that I can't speak for anyone else, but I'm personally very grateful.
And
for whatever that's worth. I know it's not worth as much as gold or loot, but I hope it's worth something.
She says, you're right, it's not gold or loot, but maybe it will turn out to be. Some people are very grateful when others help. And she sighs and says, it's not your fault, and I'm not mad at you per se. I'm just not happy with you either. I was on a boat, and it was great until the captain saw Oxbane in trouble.
I reach into my purse, and I pull out 50 gold, and I hand it to her. It's probably not your usual going rate, but
and
I wouldn't want you to walk away empty-handed.
She takes it from you and smiles and says, it's a start. And that hateful stare of hers is now more of a not a mild annoyance, but just putting up with you. I can't think of the word for that, but
she tolerates me.
Yeah, there we go. I didn't pull that one out at all. She's now tolerating you.
Stellar. That's all I can hope for.
And she says to you, so if you're a Shindo, why are you out of the Kingdom of Silence?
There has been a shift in power in the Kingdom of Silence. My father, Altarin Shindo, is dead.
And she says, I assume he was the king?
He was.
Never heard of him. And she doesn't say that in a mean way, more of a kind of matter-of-fact kind of thing.
Sometimes when you do everything right, people won't know that you've done anything at all.
And she kind of shrugs and she says, I think that's a little deep for us just meeting. Maybe your dad was a good dude, but I don't know. I'm a more live in the day kind of thing. Is tomorrow going to be my last day? Maybe.
If that's what works for you, then I encourage you to do so. I've got a plan for that future. I have to assume that this is not my last day.
And she says, well, it's good to see someone out there is using their noodle for more than carrying a tiefling head in it. She looks at you and she goes, you don't understand that reference, do you?
No.
She goes, probably for the better. And kind of grimaces a little.
I'm very off-put by that, and so I kind of walk away. I kind of pick up the pace.
He says, we are not close enough for this.
Yes, this seems a little deep for having just met.
There you go.
I leave.
Chris, what's that about?
Just making friends.
I want to talk to the Goliath.
Okay, so you approach First Mate Zell.
Azael, is that correct?
And he looks at you, because I would think you're about the same height. He might be a little bit taller, but not by a whole lot, because you're a tall boy. And he says, yes, That's my name.
You are a large... What is that weapon you're carrying?
And he kind of looks back and he says, my mallet?
Yes, it is beautifully crafted. I myself have done some forge work, and I was just admiring the label that was put into this. Where did you have it made?
He looks back and he says, because it's like a stick and a giant like piece of like strong driftwood. Like it's like fashioned together, and it's just something he crushes people with. And so he goes, I made it.
Oh, so you too forge. If you would like, and maybe to see how this thing fares out, as a favor, perhaps I could make you a weapon.
And he grins, and when he grins, you can see there's a couple teeth missing. And he says, I could be on board with that. I kind of put this one together. It works great when I smash people with it.
Does he like show me the motion of smashing a person?
No, he just like points back with his thumb towards the weapon.
Well, we're gonna get along swimmingly. I too love to smash people, as it were.
And he looks on the back where you have two weapons, and he says, those look nice.
I guess you could say I'm impartial to one of the weapons, and the other I've had for a very long time.
And he says, you're impartial to it?
Yeah, I literally can't get rid of it at this point, at this juncture.
I could probably help you. I could just take it off your back. And he like reaches for it.
And I step away. Instead of like hitting his hand, I just step away and go, it's complicated.
And he like brings his hand back and he says, okay. Sure, of course it is. And he kind of looks back at his captain, kind of weirded out by that.
So yeah, your size will be surely appreciated in this fight. I mean, when you see these things, hopefully we don't run into them, but when we do, they're gonna need us.
And he says, they didn't look that big from the ship.
They never do.
I suppose that's right, Orc. I suppose. Okay.
And then I will walk a few paces ahead.
Okay, sure.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like we finally made a good impression on people.
Okay, so you guys hit the cave, and the mood's a little bit better this time around. People aren't as depressed looking as you come back, but it's still not great. It's still Shantytown, USA. Shantytown,
Oxbane?
Orenthal, for sure. I was trying to think of the region name. Anyway, so you guys show up. What do you want to do?
So I am going to head immediately to the Lead Church hate camp.
Okay. All right, you do that.
Describe to me how that kind of looks, please.
Spawn is leaning against the wall, sitting in a cot. He's looking better, but still super fucked up. Lance has been taken care of, and he like won't part with the sword that was like through him, and he's got bandages all over him. And Chiringa's nowhere to be found. And or at least the Lead Church. I was just like going through the wounded in my head. And then you see the steward there, and she is talking to Luna.
Are there any open cots?
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 open cots.
I walk over to the open cot. I turn my head to the steward. I go, good news. Gods are real. And then I fall face first into the bed. I'm taking a long rest. Good night.
And she kind of watches you collapse. What about you boys? Do you want to do some stuff, or do you want to just go straight into a long rest?
No, I feel like I should walk the captain to the Magister.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys lead the captain, his first mate, and their wizard to the Magister, and the Magister says that he sees you approach, and Tringa's up there talking to them, and the Magister says, "Boys, you're back, and Kristoff looks different."
No, that's because this one is not Kristoff. This is Captain Renwick Tyndall of the Murfees. He's come to give us aid.
And do you see the Magister kind of get real nervous of the Murfees? And the captain steps up and says, "Don't worry, little gnome. We're not here for your town." And you can see his face get red, the Magister's. And he says, "I wasn't worried about you taking my town." And the captain just kind of laughs.
Somebody kind of beat him to it.
Now, dear sweet Magister, there's no need to get hostile when people are offering aid.
They're here to aid us?
That's what I said. They're here to offer some help.
And the captain kind of shrugs and he says, "It certainly looks like your town needs some help." And he kind of looks around and is doing a mental count in his head. This is a lot of people for a ship. But I suppose we could help. What do you mean, ship? And the captain just kind of looks at you, Rowan.
The captain's been generous enough to offer to take some of the survivors onto a ship to safety away from this godforsaken place.
And the Magister says, "What about the town?"
What about the town, Magister?
If we all leave, who's going to take back the town?
Oh, we'll take back the town. But I'm sure a bunch of peasants sitting on the floor here are going to help us with that a lot. It's probably better for them to go onto a ship far away.
And the commander looks at the Magister and says, "He's got a point, Magister. Maybe the women, the children, and the weak, maybe they go." And the Magister says, "Commander, we don't even know him." And the captain says, "To be fair, I don't know you either, and I'm still willing to help." And the Magister looks back and says, I don't like this at all."
But what other option do we have, Magister? We don't have the forces right now to go back in just immediately, and there's nothing else we can really do for the wounded. Even if it's just for a short while, we get them out of here.
And the Magister crosses his tiny gnome little arms and says, I suppose you're right. It just doesn't sit well with me." And you hear Avea say, the High Elf Wizard say, "It doesn't sit well with me either, but here we are." And the Magister looks at her, just furious again. And he just shaking. He's so angry at the rudeness. And the captain sighs and says, "Don't mind her, Magister. She speaks her mind, and not always better for it. We're happy to help. We can't take them anywhere too safe, but surely we can take them up the coast closer to Riverside." And the Magister says, "That would be close, and it would be safer. I guess I don't have a choice." And the captain says, "Well, whenever you're ready, we can we can head back and start taking people to the ship, I guess.
You gents sort that out amongst yourselves. I'm going to go die really quick. And I also just go find a wall and lean against it and go to sleep.
The captain just watches you do that, and as you're falling asleep, he looks at Atlas and says, "Hell of a captain you got there."
He is the best. I'm also gonna go take a nap near him.
Okay, you guys do that. You guys go and take a long rest.
Fresh Boys 2.0.
Alright, let's go on another gauntlet run, boys. Let's do it.
So let's talk about that gauntlet run you guys just did. Go ahead and soak up 1750 experience points, boys.
That's even more than
1,750 experience points. You have all grown. You've learned. Kind.
How much was it one more time?
1,750 experience points.
Woof.
Yep.
That's good.
Oh God, D&D Beyond, why have you forsaken me? Where are my experience points?
Man, if you don't... Quick, act now! They expire!
No. Man,
So, Atlas, as you're resting, as you're falling to sleep, you're in that snowy forest again. This time you're Atlas, and you see Ilaria with white hair, and she's in adventuring clothes with like this strap across her chest and a leather strap going back, and it's going towards the sword that you can see hilted, and she is sitting against a tree, and the bottom of her hair is pink, and she's sitting there.
I'm gonna run up. I recognize her and hope that she... Ilaria! We're here again. We're in this dream world.
And
or your memory, at least, I guess.
And she looks up and she says, "Yeah, I guess we are."
What happens next?
And she says, "I guess we're gonna find out. But what's going on now? Not in this dream. It's not good, Atlas. Oxbane. It's not good."
Yeah, I know. We're figuring that out.
What are we gonna do?
I'm gonna at this point sit down next to her, and I have not attempted this yet, but I'll just put my arm around her and because it's cold, I imagine.
Sure.
And see how she responds to that.
I think she leans on you for sure. Like leans into you.
So we've been in tighter spots before, and I trust Kristoff and I trust Rowan with my life. We'll get out of this.
And she says, "I hate to be the person that overhears, well, like everything. But what's this business about a god, Atlas?"
Our friend Rowan has the loot, as you may have heard. And we found it a long time ago. Not too long before we found you, actually. And apparently he can commune with wind. It's wind's device for controlling stories. And so now it belongs to Rowan, and he's used it several times, and it's I don't know, giving him visions of the future, the past. We're not sure.
And she kind of nuzzles into you and says, "I'm not really sure what happens next here." And she looks around the dark forest, the snow covering the ground, and she says, "Or on Goron. But Atlas, You're going to need to get stronger. And as she says those words, you wake up.
The camera fades to black. When the camera opens the lens, you see a stone bridgeway. As the camera follows the stones, covered in dried blood, you feel your heart in your chest pound. The camera brings the foot of the doors below Oxbane into view. The open portal that birthed these monsters into Goron. In front, a short-statured wood elf stands in the distance. You hear her call out. Then she extends a hand outwards toward the camera. The camera slowly moves forward, bringing the elf into focus. Your view is obscured momentarily as a body flies from behind the camera into view. The elf holds her left hand up into the air, controlling an unseen force. The back of the guard's uniform can be seen. Oxbane colors. Didn't anyone ever tell you it's not nice to spy on people? Before the man can speak, the elf closes her hand. With it, a guttural snapping of bones echoes into the halls. The camera slowly creeps forward. The wood elf's armor is covered in pieces of bark, laid piece over piece, similar to scale mail. Her copper-tone hair pulled back into a tight braid falling back to her waistline. Her oak-colored skin, almost bronze in the low light, semi-translucent veins of green pulse around her face. Her left hand falls to her side as she brings around the scythe in her main hand. She holds the two-handed weapon high on the shaft, just below the blades. The weapon clearly designed for two-handed use, but she pays no heed. The scythe has a secondary blade just below the first, and on the back a sharp piece covered in yellow spikes. She mumbles something you cannot hear, and the scythe begins to glow. You watch as pure energy slowly winds its way from the lifeless guard into the blades of the scythe. "That's a start," she says, pursing her lips as the energy flows from the blades up into her arm and through her body. "Now, for the rest of Oxbane," she says, turning, stepping over the corpse and walking through your point of view. The camera pans down to the guard, and as the scene fades, you can read the name Stan engraved on the chest plate.
Hey, it's Dwayne, your Lawful Stupid DM, and the whole team is coming to you with another product spotlight.
I smell adventure. I smell freshly baked wheat bread. I smell the damp, cold dank of a dungeon. I smell the great infinite arcanum in the hills upon the mountains.
Shane, are you still in your room?
I am!
How's this even possible?
Let me tell you about Cantrip Candles real quick. Cantrip Candles are an amazing product for the D&D person, fanatic, lover in your life. They're pretty great. They smell like adventure. Right now, I happen to be burning the Arcane Scriptorium. That's probably what it's called. It smells like books. I feel like I'm a wizard.
Oh, I love that. I'm gonna buy like 40 of them.
I'm definitely going to buy that one because Wizard and Sorcerer class is definitely my go-to anytime I play any type of RPG. So I gotta have that. I gotta have that like library smell in my house today.
Some people aren't giant nerds, Dwayne. And the giant nerds that don't play spellcasters all the time, like you and I, maybe they want to be more of an adventurer. Maybe they want to be a dirty mercenary with a sword as fast as death and quicker than also death. And maybe they want the vendor's bounty, and maybe it smells like copper and leather and rich rewards.
Oh, but But what if you put them both together and you just have like the nice leather-bound chair in a library? It's just classy.
That I haven't thought about combining the scents yet, but Alex, you've just posed a dangerous question.
Hey, don't they also put D20s in those things?
Yeah, some of the bigger ones, yeah, they absolutely have D20s, and you burn the candle, and then at the bottom there's a D20. I'm pretty sure.
So
I haven't gotten to the bottom of any.
What if I'm not sure what smells I like? Like, is there something on? I can do?
You talking about a sampler pack, dog? Because they got
Yeah,
those.
absolutely. Oh, sweet. Well, that seems like for me, the noob who doesn't know what smells I necessarily like.
I don't know what smells are. My name's Devin. On behalf of Lawful Stupid podcast, I don't know what smells
I
like.
actually just taste the smoke that comes up when you first light the candle.
They're gonna be the first thing he ever smells.
Oh
And the
man,
cool
I gotta.
thing is, they care about us because you can actually use the Lawful Stupid coupon code site-wide for 10%. Get that sampler pack, get that library, get that adventure smell. And I don't know the names yet, but that's because I don't have them in yet. I gotta go click, order right now and get my 10% off.
Boom.
It's basically free.
Yeah, we've established.
Yeah, pretty much just. That's good smells.
You're gonna love the way your room smells. I guarantee it.
You boys can wake up at any point that you want.
I would like to wake up 8 hours after I went to sleep.
You wake up exactly 7 hours, 59 minutes. You don't get a full credit for your rest. If only they weren't so loud in that. So yeah, you wake up and you look over and you see that Svan is sleeping, and that the other wounded people are also sleeping. And it's dark outside. Just the way you guys slept, it's still kind of middle of the night, early morning.
That was refreshing.
I want to pull the boys in.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Kristoff is at the camp, the lead church camp,
tent.
and you guys just crashed against the nearby wall.
I look, is Rowan still standing?
I was.
No, he
I just leaned
he, like,
against a wall and
slid.
slumped down.
yeah, he's like more slumped over his knees kind of thing.
I say, Rowan, can I ask you something?
Yeah, sure.
You've heard Ilaria tell me that I need to get stronger. What do you think that means?
I think it means that you need to kill.
I don't think that it means that necessarily.
Maybe that's too literal translation of her consistent beckoning you to kill. Maybe you need to bench press more. I don't. Or maybe you need to make the hard choices, or not make choices, and learn to act on instinct.
I don't know.
walk out
I
of the
just
tent.
I keep hearing her saying it, and
You head
know
towards
what?
your boys?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. So I think you guys wrap up the conversation right as Kristoff walks up.
Chris, you're alive.
Just barely against my better judgment.
Against all odds, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Crazy day.
Yeah, a little rough.
That's great. It's the best.
All right, boys. I can't help. I don't want to be the one to rush us, but what now? We got to get a move on. What's the next move?
Oh, the next move is we wait.
Should we check on the captain and the magistrate and make sure he didn't kill the magister or anything stupid like that?
They're probably asleep. It's the middle of the night.
And Kristoff, in your head, you hear a very familiar voice. You hear Wendy. And you hear her say, Kristoff, I got your message. Assembling forces from Yuri now. We should be there in a few days. Please wait. Also,
4 words left.
and you hear giggling, I love you too. in the giggling.
Can I respond to this message?
Do you have sending? Isn't sending a one-way communication? Let me confirm. Time to confirm. I don't think you have sending.
He says,
I know I do not
baby
have the spell.
Eats a boy.
It's a boy.
Oh, that's a good callback. Oh, that's so good. Sending.
That's how you cheat. That's how you cheat sending.
Yeah, there you go. The creature
Would
hears
you like
a
to
message
receive a free message
and can
from...
answer in a like manner immediately. The spell enables creatures with intelligence at least 1. Concern. You do have that.
Confirmed.
So you get to respond immediately.
Perfect. We are in dire straits. We are safe for now. We shall wait for you in a cave
North.
to the north.
Question mark.
North is confirmed. It's like northwest of town.
I have 4 words left, and I'm trying to just really... You are very pretty.
All right, that's
What's
how
your
you
new
respond.
dating app called?
Sending.
It's called Cinder with an R.
Somebody out there now needs to make a dating app. It's just called Sending. You get to see a picture of the person. You get 25 words. That's it.
Figure it out.
Yep.
Yeah, and they have to
And
respond
at that point,
immediately.
if you both respond, then it gives you each other's geolocation. It's a safety concern, but it's a cute way to meet. So it's gonna be great. Okay, so you guys have this new information, and it's middle of the night. What do you boys want to do?
I don't know, push-ups.
Okay.
No, man, I put my fucking feet up. I start scouring the camp for something to read.
You have something to read.
Oh, yeah.
That's oppression.
The math book.
Get your math book.
Oh, yeah.
That's oppression in his voice.
Something interesting to read.
Oh, man, that's super good.
I read it. I read my book. I
And-
put my fucking feet up and I read my book.
And so you crack open the book and you start reading, and you hear, "Oh, boys, you're back!" And Findahl sits down next to you guys.
Oh, hey, Findahl, you're not a dragon.
Hey, Findahl.
Hey.
No, very observant of you, Rowan. I always thought you were smart.
Well, you're right, and very flattering.
You're welcome. And he looks at Atlas. How are the teeth?
Oh, and I kind of rub him like almost like a person would do a mustache, but I do that with my teeth and go, well, they are still there, so that's good news.
Good news indeed. Kristoff, how are you?
Doing well, Findahl. I'm alive against my better judgment.
We could probably solve that. I'm sure there's a spell we could use a tiefling as a sacrifice for.
I have a feeling it's going to work itself out.
And he smiles, and you see the familiar kind of like chuckle. The dragonling just kind of chuckles to itself.
Oh.
And Findahl looks to book you're reading, and he says, "Ooh, math."
Yes.
It's just cute. You're reading math books, getting into the arcane arts.
Some of us aren't, able to just turn into giant fucking dragons all the time.
And he pats you on the shoulder. He says, "You'll get there, boy.
Thank you. I hope so. That would be sweet as hell.
You just keep trying. Dream your dreams."
Right now I can do this. Copper wire.
Okay, do you make it?
Yeah.
All right, so you make the copper wire, and he says, pretty good. It's a good start. So you learned yesterday, right?
I mean, I I've had 1 day of lessons, or a week, I guess.
Oh, a week? Not bad. We all start at our own pace, no big deal.
I fashion it into a friendship bracelet and I give it to Findahl.
You're a little quiet.
Oh, I fashion it into a friendship bracelet and I hand it to Findahl.
And he kind of smiles, and he hands it to Piper. And then, Piper, bends it and slides it over his neck as a necklace.
I take it back.
Piper bites your hand.
He bites my hand, but I still take it back, right?
Sure, you can have it.
3, 2, 1. It explodes.
Right, so that's not supposed to happen.
Oh, Finn.
It has its utility. Sorry, Piper, I didn't. That was not meant for you.
And the familiar curls back up on his shoulder. And Findahl says, "So, did I see pirates?"
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Super cool. They're really nice.
Less eye patches than I am predicting.
I heard from Yuri. They're on their way, right? Did you know that?
What, you heard from Yuri?
I heard from Yuri. You heard from Yuri? Who do you know at Yuri?
And he laughs and he says, the head of the Architects Guild, of course.
Wendy?
What? No.
And he laughs. He laughs when you say Wendy. He goes, No, boy, not Wendy. She's the help. Not Wendy at all.
Wendy is a beautiful person.
The help can be beautiful, Kristoff, for sure. And he looks at Atlas.
She's wise, and she's powerful, and she's the best.
No, boy, are you smitten?
No, she's like a mother to me.
So,
that's
an
awkward.
Oedipus complex?
No. First of all, that doesn't exist in this fantasy world.
I mean, you see,
Don't you tell me what does
Do you
and
not
doesn't
remember-
exist. We have Fantasy Ireland.
when I told Atlas the entirety of the saga of Bill and Ted.
Okay, so
It's his fantasy.
So you don't. I mean, you boys can say whatever you want to, but if you're not telling your mother that you love her and that she's very pretty, that's on you.
Ooh, shots fired.
Mom, if you're listening, you're beautiful. You're a beautiful, strong,
She did
proud
not make
woman,
it this
and I love
far.
you. She has not made it to episode
You should
1,
direct
my
her
dude.
to this. You should just send her this little bit right here.
And Findahl says, No, Kristoff. I talked to Frost.
I don't know who that is.
You know, that's funny. He said the same thing about you when I said we were going together to town.
Yeah.
Anyways, they're sending troops this way.
Yeah, we're just waiting for them.
That was my plan. Figured get some Z's, maybe figure out why these pirates are here, and do our thing. Do you know why the pirates are here?
Oh, to take the women, the children, the infirmed, to get them out of here.
And as you're saying that, he looks at Rowan's loot, and you just see this calmness, and he says, Rowan,
Yeah.
that loot looks different.
Oh yeah, I almost totally forgot. It's brand new. Wynn kind of gave it an upgrade, I guess.
That does look Wait, Wynn gave it an upgrade?
Yeah, when I was talking to him down in the hellhole, or wherever we were on the bridge.
You talked to Wynn, the god.
Yeah.
How did that go?
I mean, it went pretty good. He's really chill dude. Just kind of swap some stories, a little bit of a meet and greet.
And he gave you that loot for free? For the upgrade for free?
Oh yeah, he definitely just that was his first thing. Was you messed this loot up, and I was not really my fault. And he's you're right, and then he fixed it.
That's not what I know of Interesting.
Well, what do you know of him? Because I told him about you, and he said you were super smart.
Oh, did he? And you can see this like pride come across Findahl, which is you've never ever seen Findahl have pride, like, or self-indulgence and ever. Like, he's always been like aloof, crazy, like just out of it, and just generally doesn't care. And at that point, like, you can see some like self-recognition, and he says, well, this day got that much more interesting. And he like reaches out to put his hand on the loot. You allow it?
He can touch it, but I'm holding it firm.
Oh, for sure. Kristoff, do me an Arcana check, please.
I would love to. 18.
You can see, like, as Wen is like reaching out, like that blue arcane torrent just pouring off of him, and you can see the loot is pouring like this green magic off of it, and it's almost like it's falling to the ground, and when he touches it, your vision goes white. Your arcane vision goes white, but Rowan and Atlas, what you see is Findahl's eyes glow green. And he like just stops moving when he touches the loot. And
I put my hand on Findahl's shoulder.
Yeah, I pull.
That's where we're gonna stop this episode.
That's where we stopped the episode?
Yep.
Oof.
Oof.
Oof indeed. Oofarino.
Oh, Findahl's gonna get a fusion.
So I will continue the episode by telling Dwayne to keep going.
So it was a good episode. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, appreciate
My
it.
point to that one was over.
That's right.
It's okay, we got our first long rest in like forever.
That's true. You guys are rested up, boys.
Yeah.
There's some end in sight. There's reinforcements on the way. It doesn't look like you're just gonna like keep marching to your death. Like, all's rolling good for the boys.
All seems to be going too
Oh, it's
well.
definitely going too well.
It's going great. Don't let your negativity consume you.
Yeah. See, look at this. You guys just negative Nancy's just because you had some
Look at
hard
this team.
times. This is a great team.
Great.
Look at this team. We're gonna do great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's good stuff. Getting some new characters. Kristoff 2.0. Like, it's really good.
Yeah.
Just I don't understand.
Yeah. Magister does.
And you said it's going great. Anyways, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So, thanks for listening, and
Thank you so much for listening.
thanks for joining the Discord. And
Thanks for joining the Discord.
I think Shane and I always do the outro, so it's Devin and Alex's turn to do the outro.
Yeah, I'll just
So
reach
thank
out
you for
over here.
listening.
I'll be Dwayne
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
be Shane. Thank you for listening. No,
No,
thank you for listening.
And thank you for all your support. And join us on Discord. Where
And we are so thankful that you guys take time. We know several of you left reviews, and we really appreciate it for those. And even if you think that our podcast is very good and you want to do 1 star, we are okay with that as long as you tell us why, because we want to get better. We are a podcast, and so we're about making sure that the content we put out is really good and fun, and we want you to enjoy it. So tell us what we can do better. Chances are we'll strive to meet those expectations.
and higher. The highest expectations. Higher than like your dad's expectations that you never met.
Oof.
But it's like
Somebody
So
just
it's
listened to
gonna
the
be real easy.
podcast and just went, this is the first.
they know.
Hey,
But you can catch us on
Thanks.
Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and you can also email us at theboys@lawfulstupid.org, or you can just go to the website lawfulstupid.org, and that's one good way to jump right into Discord if you don't have a link. Shainsaw has put a button that he created
I made
himself
a button
right there in the
out of
homepage.
Magic and dreams.
Yeah, just jump right into the introductions page, and you'll be right there with us. It's really fun. We enjoy interacting with,
Yeah,
with
like
our
the one
fans.
thing that I was super surprised is like how creative everyone is and how like they've got all these little projects and stuff they do, and it's all so cool. And I think that everyone should pursue that. Like if you're listening to this and you're not in that,
I'm inspired.
fucking chase your bliss.
You know what I take away from our Discord? Everybody can draw but me.
Yep.
Everyone in the entire world.
Yep. Everybody in our Discord is like insanely good artists, and I'm like, I'm a DM.
Stick figures or bust?
Like, yeah. I color things real good.
I don't even do that. I'm colorblind.
No, I think you
Gosh,
still
he is,
cover
it's
and color in the lines. They may not match, but it's your technique, right? Yeah.
My technique.
Yep.
Passed down through the Shindo line for generations. Hey, Alex, are you still me?
Oh yeah, I guess I should probably do the roll for humanity.
There's a roll.
This will be our first episode in August, so I'm not entirely sure what our charity will be. That'll be up to our patrons, but
No, our patrons.
yeah,
are just-
they'll decide. So till then, that is a $15 to that charity to be future.
$15, little man. Put that shit in
If that
my
money
hand.
doesn't
That's
show,
like a dice. It's just got dollar signs in it. I rolled a $15.
I mean, it is
I
green.
rolled
I switched to a
$15.
green one.
I rolled a 15
oh, it is
US
green.
dollars.
Check that out. Yeah, he rolled the money die.
Still colorblind, you fucking ableist.
Yeah, but that's why I
I
audibly
really
told you it
appreciate
was
the
green.
rich blue on the jacket and the white stars that's behind you. It looks great. You may not understand that, but I do.
America.
I mean, he understands that. He's only red, green colorblind. Like, he can see blue. It's fine.
Not red, green color.
It's not true at all.
All right, thank you so much for
Thank
listening.
you all.
Thanks,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Send us money to fix Shane's
He
blind
doesn't want
vision.
that.
Yeah, no, that's our new Patreon goal is if we reach $1,000 a month, I will undergo corrective surgery to be able to see
Look,
colors
hold on.
from
To
the
be fair, I have offered to buy him those glasses that you see like all the people like put on to watch sunsets and cry,
Yeah.
and he refuses.
Yeah, no, I've been seeing things my way for about 26 years, and it's pretty sweet. So y'all are the ones who are fucked up. You guys see the same way Hitler did. So
You know Hitler was colorblind.
no, he wasn't either.
No, I don't know. You should probably look it up.
Trust me, I know. I've done my
I can name
research.
every
They probably
colorblind person
actually
in
just
history.
like lied about it, right? Yeah. They want him to be one of the people, so people walk around and say shit like, "Oh, you're like Hitler," so we all remember.
Yeah.
You know, anybody can be Hitler, but it turns out he was colorblind. That's why he was so angry all the time. Yep.
It's like a giver.
Wasn't anything else. It was the giver. He just saw the world in black and white. Everybody else saw it in colors. It's good stuff.
Thank you so much for
Yeah,
listening. We love you so
thank
much.
you. Bye.
Bye. See ya.
We are storytellers.
We are creators.
We are gamers.
We are dreamers.
We are players.
We are players.
We are players.
We are DMs.
We are
Nerdsmith.
nerdsmith.